Welcome to the Chip and Cern Show, the podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They were possibly separated at birth, only to be rejoined to create the sweet sounds that will caress your deepest cochlea. The show is real, random, rant-filled, and ruthless. Please be warned that the show may hurt your feelings, offend your grandma, and even kick your dead dog in the balls. So get ready, and let's get this shit started.
This shit has started. I am Chip.
I'm Cern.
And you are listening to the Chip and Cern Show.
Once again, or for the very first time.
And potentially via a phone a friend or tell a friend.
There you go.
Which we always like to encourage people. We usually do it at the end of the episode. We thought we'd switch it around and say...
We'll sandwich it, beginning and end.
Oh.
There we go.
I like a good sandwich. And so if you're liking what you're hearing, don't forget to send this along to a friend, family member, or fellow church-going member, like Cern and ourselves.
They will love it.
Yeah, be selective if you're sending it to anyone at church. Anyway, we're here, and we are back again with... Oh, I see. I have the... This is behind the scenes, folks.
Yes.
The Chip mic is plugged into the Cern hole, and the Cern mic is plugged into the Chip hole.
Oh. A little mix-up.
Yeah. Speaking of whole mix-ups, I have nothing.
Oh, I was like,
where
am I going with this?
I
was sitting back like, okay. I'm going with this. Okay.
We're back. We have, you might have heard us last time drinking Indian Valley Brewing Company. We're back again. We're running it back because we had such a great time, and they gave us a little love on Facebook. We gave them a little love.
Yes.
Here we have Cerny. Go for it. I'll read it off while you do your ceremonial. This was legit canned.
The day of podcast.
Like an hour before Cerny got here. This is off the rails. This is a double IPA.
Ooh.
Their West Coast double IPA. They just brought it on tap today. I saw it, and I saw it, and then my wife heard tires screeching out of the thing, and I was in line ready to get it.
Just like your, like a cartoons, there's like a smoky silhouette. Like,
I was sitting on the couch, and then I was gone, tires squealing, and then there was just a smoke version of Chipper.
She did the
she fanned it with her J-Pan fan. So this is off the rails double IPA.
All right.
Clocks in at 8.2.
ABV alcohol.
An ABV. Let me get the chip open.
Oh, that's a good one. That was
had an interesting. The first hiss.
All right.
Let's see. It's probably because it wasn't. Yeah.
Oh, now this is dangerous. It is good.
Now
for a double IPA
at 8%,
and there is, it's kind of like the other. It's refreshing.
So I came in and I had my daughter with me, and I sat her up, belly up to the bar, and she's like, "I want to color," and they have all these kids' toys there.
Okay, that's cool.
So she's like, "Can we play with the toys?" And I'm like, "I wish I could sit here and have a beer or two while you color because it's fun, but we got to get back because Cerny's coming over." But I said, "Can I get a little taste of the double?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." Like she gave it to me, and I tasted it, and immediately I was like, "So it tastes the same as your single IPA, except it's just
has been punched
higher octane."
I enjoy it. It is. I can see myself having a few and then
nap
get
time.
sloppy.
Yeah. So I will definitely, as we mentioned, once the summer comes around, I think it does have a little bit heavier on the back. On the back end, I get a little bit weightier hops, but it's still very bright and floral forward.
But when you drink an IPA, you still want that a little bit.
You want to chew on it a little bit.
Yeah, it's not like the Chip and Cern Show Youth where we were drinking IPAs like, oh no, who drinks this shit?
Oh, I can't.
But now that's kind of where I go. It's the IPA.
I like this one.
I do. It is very
West
good.
Coast. So I'm gonna maybe next time I go in, I'm gonna inquire as to like the hop. What's different in the hops that they're using between this IPA and your quote unquote standard
IPA.
What's like the standard IPA? What's your go-to IPA in the store? Will you do like a Torpedo, like a Sierra Nevada, or
I do like
Lagunitas?
Yes, Lagunitas.
Oh, okay. Actually, that's not my favorite I know it's their most like popular beer. That's actually not my favorite IPA.
I like a little something.
Oh,
You know
okay.
what? You know what else I do like, especially when it gets like we're talking about summertime.
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't even. It's
The Skull
21st Amendment. You know the
Brew Free or Die.
yes.
Oh yes.
'Cause that's not. You know.
They have good beers over there.
Yeah.
As remember, I mean, obviously you've been there for a handful of baseball games, but Guns N' Roses was a fun time.
Yes, it was.
And that's one of our more popular episodes.
It is. It was. Oh, it was.
And we got ham.
Yeah, we did. Remember the $11? Remember we were arguing with the lady, $11 for the Bud Light. You're like,
No, I
Oh.
don't.
it was like because at the ballpark all they remember we
Oh right.
we got up to get a beer. It was during like a guitar solo,
Yeah.
non/guitar.
Yeah.
So we went up, we got a beer, and it was like $11 for the Bud Light. And I remember you asked me like $11 for
trying
a
to
Bud
haggle
Light.
with her?
Yeah.
Okay.
A Bud Light.
course.
He's like, yeah. You're like, what?
Wasn't this against our entire strategy going in there, which was drink
and
and then stop
yeah, and coast
and then
in.
coast in?
And then I think we started to like, we were coasting, and then we just needed like a little
Just
more.
a little, yeah.
little-
Like, wait, I'm about to come down off this.
Yeah.
Hey, let's get it back
Let's
up.
get it
here.
back up a
Okay.
little bit.
Anyway, we've digressed already for 6.5 minutes.
There we go.
So spring has sprung officially.
Yes.
The equinox of
It is
summer, spring equinox.
Yeah, the vernal equinox.
Vernal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my third one
Spring.
I was going to go to.
The equinoxes are the spring and fall, and the solstice is winter and
the other
summer.
ones. Okay.
'Cause
Well,
the equinox is when I believe the Earth crosses the equator line. You know where, because the Earth's on a tilt, so then the
yes.
equator.
No, pretty sure it's flat. Sorry,
for a second there, I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Okay." it's fine.
Oh god. Well, Cern just fucking gave me like a deer in headlights look for a second, and he's like why he heard the words come in and then he processed them and he's like, what a fucking idiot. It's tilted.
So it's like when it crosses from northern hemisphere to the southern hemisphere, or vice versa.
Yeah.
is the equinox,
Oh,
and then solstice, I believe, is just he gets closer. Or
it's
whatever
just a
something
different
is.
name
Yeah.
for the same thing.
Solstice is like winter, so it's already crossed. It's already over the hemisphere, or it's already over the. We're getting science.
Okay.
Here, but
Yeah. Cern deGrasse Tyson is in. I think I get what you're saying.
Okay.
What we're trying to say is it's baseball season.
Baseball season.
And not just for the MLB, for the little ones, the chillin',
The little leagues.
the little league. Now, you've probably heard I have a baseball park down the street,
Yes.
like two blocks down, and I was just there today with my daughter. We walk. There's games seemingly nonstop.
Yes.
Now, Cerny has been informing like the group chat of some things in the league,
Yes.
and I said, this is too crazy. I need to bring this to the show.
Yes.
So I'll let you take it away, but what's how many baseball players do you have in your house?
There's two.
Okay. And how old?
So 11
Okay.
and 6.
11's like hard pitch majors. Pretty
Yes.
or like
yes, but he's in a league so it's not traditional little league, so this is a little bit different where they can take leads. So the bases are like 80 feet.
so it's like a pony thing.
Yes, so it's like
Okay.
80 feet instead of 90. Well, it's 90 is the
Yeah.
regular. Little league, I think it's like 70, 60 something.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the 80 feet, and you can take leads and stuff. So this is the first time they're kind of getting used to leads and holding on runners
Okay.
and
Yeah.
what a balk is and shit, because everybody balks. No one ever comes set. They just like come together and then go to the plate.
Yeah. Now, do you feel that we're already digressing, but like, is that too early to start introducing? Like, that seems. I just remember that would happen in high school, and like that
Yeah.
seemed like the right time. Like I was ready to comprehend and wrap my head around all this shit.
At first, I thought, actually, it'll get him. It'll get him. I
Ready.
thought ready. Because
Okay.
it's kind of like and which it's okay. I mean, at some point, I see it now because they're 11 years old, so everybody's fucking stealing because the catcher's arm's not strong enough to.
Right.
So it's just like, take a huge fucking lead and then just run, basically.
And you could take advantage of, no offense, they're 11, so you just have to know one or two tactics. Like, okay, when your lead's so big, when the pitcher picks over, you just steal second, and the odds of them making a throw from a bang throw is nearly impossible.
It is nearly impossible.
So you could have like 12 Otis Nixons on your team with like 80 bags each they're swiping.
Ricky Anderson,
every year.
just start swiping bags left and right. So, but they're trying to comprehend. It's like, because I hear him teaching things like, there's a right-handed pitcher, and if they pick their front foot up, he has to go to the plate. But it's like they pick their front foot up, and the kids are diving back to the bag. It's like, what the fuck are you? But anyway, anyway, it's all part of the learning process. That's fine. And then the Jeffrey, the 6-year-old, he's in what do they call it, farm ball.
And it's a squishy ball.
Yeah, it's kind of squishy.
Okay. Coach.
Yeah. So coach pitch for 5, and then they bring out the tee if you can't do it. So they're still trying. Still trying to get like
learning the fundamentals.
The fundamentals,
okay,
yes.
Great.
Where to throw the ball, when the ball's hit to you and stuff like that.
And do they know if you tell your 5-year-old, "Hey, go to shortstop"? He knows.
It's now Jeffrey. He's
left-handed.
Oh yeah.
So that's his first.
You're gonna remind me of a story.
Okay.
We'll get to remind that in a second. So when they did, okay, everyone run to first base.
Mm-hmm.
I think out of 11 or 12 kids, I think 2 of them ran to first base, and everyone kind of stood there like, "What?"
Oh, run to like the fielding position.
Yeah, go to first base. Show me where second base is. Now they'd run to. Then they kind of figure out like, so they ran to first base.
Yeah.
So show me where you're gonna play second base. But he said run to second base. So they all ran to second base, which is
you have to be really explicit.
Yeah. So they're trying to show shortstop. So they're kind of still trying to learn that.
Okay. Now, do you want to go on the left-handed thing, or do you want to talk about?
So let's talk about practice, and then we'll get into left-handed thing.
So this is for a 6-year-old.
6-year-old. So it's a team of 5, 6. And so
okay,
5
like a
and
blended.
6. Yeah. Late 5, 6, and then maybe some early 7.
And what grade is this?
First
grade. First grade.
First grade.
Okay.
So we get a practice schedule. So this is the guy. So first thing is he wants to hold his first practice, and this is in February. Fucking
cold.
Yeah.
Rainy.
So the fields don't open for Little League. You can't go on the fields until March. After March 1st is the first day you can go on baseball fields.
Okay.
So he wants to hold some blacktop practices.
Those were always fun. I remember.
Yeah. So he decides, let's do it. So he sends an email. We're gonna have our first practice at 3:30 in the afternoon
on
a fucking
weekday.
Monday.
Okay.
I was like, or Tuesday, what's the beginning of the week? And I was like, oh, fuck. So I had to leave work at like 2. I had to take like a half day to drive, because it's like a half hour, 45 minutes for me to drive home. Then I get him ready, and we had to go there. So then we get there, and he was actually late that day or whatever.
The coach.
Yeah. So I had said something to him, because he comes in like he's a physician or some shit.
Yeah.
He comes in in scrubs, and he's like, well, this schedule works for me. I said, well, but no one else here is a physician, or at least I'm going to say 99% of everybody here.
I don't see any bins in the parking lot.
Yeah. So we, people have to take off work early. I said, is this going to be a regular thing? He's like, well, I guess we can move practices like 4:30 or something. That's doable, but not 3:30.
Yeah, like, hey, I got to take off an hour early from work. I usually take off at 5. I could do 4,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the thing was, is there still kids when we go to this blacktop? There's still kids being picked up at this school, like getting picked
from
up
the aftercare programs.
Yes. And I was like, what the fuck? So we get there, and he's trying to do some drills, right? So he actually had sent something a little bit before that about catching drills. He calls it the wheel or whatever.
Does this coach have any, or do you ask for like credentials?
I didn't ask him for credentials, but he was trying to like stress like the catching wheel, and I get the catching wheel because like most kids want to catch with their gloves down, so it hits him right in the fucking kisser.
Sure, yeah.
Which it did happen to Jeffrey. I threw it and it fucking smacked him right in the kisser.
You're creating a ramp for the ball.
Yeah, but that's all.
Cerny's showing like his palm open up, facing upward, but it's like the fingers are down, which you're creating a ramp, which isn't the way.
If the ball's coming straight at you, it's just going to hit you right in the face.
Yeah.
Which it happens, and it happens. All little kids catch like that. And so, he's working on that, which is fine. And they do a practice, and
how long is the practice?
The first one was
I mean, I feel like you couldn't keep these kids' attention for more than like an hour.
No, and it was about an hour and a half the first one, but it was February, so it was like overcast. It was cold as fuck. I mean, it was like 40 degrees. It was cold as fuck. I was like, this is fine. So anyway, so then he releases a schedule,
A practice schedule.
and then a game practice schedule. So
How many games do you play?
12. I just counted them out.
Okay.
So there's 12 games, and during this practice and game schedule, he's got baseball 5 days a week because he's practicing on Saturday and Sunday, Wednesday, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like looking at it going,
Like, is he joking?
what? He had it on Easter. He had it like
No.
Mother's Day, which
Are you trying to get
which the wife was like,
pitchforks?
"Oh, are you fucking serious?" And I was like, all right, we don't have to go to a Mother's Day. I mean, I don't know if he just said it and then didn't think about it.
Is he a single guy or?
He has to be, because this guy, if he listens to our cast, would be what are the odds? But
Yeah.
he's
Zero.
he's a douche. He's a douche.
Hope
He
does listen.
he talks to the kids. He's very like dry. And
Uh-huh.
he's always like, boys, pay attention. I am speaking. So when we are going, we need to do it. You know, so he
Reminds
just
me of my
talks to them.
accounting professor in college.
Yeah.
He works for the IRS.
He looks like it.
Fucking, that motherfucker told me I should drop.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
boy.
like, well, Nicodemus, unless you score like a 92 on the test or some fucking unachievable thing, he's
Yeah.
like, you should probably drop the class.
Did you?
I'm like, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. See ya. Fucking asshole.
Anyway. So he's trying to teach them fundamentals, but he speaks to them like they're like they're 11, or he's talking about four. This is we have a force at second. And these kids are still trying to figure out where the bases are, and you're talking about
And
force
positions,
plays.
yeah. Okay. Jesus.
So he's just
Now, does your son have the appetite and the excitement to play 6 days a week?
no. I mean, he's still little, so it's like remember. I mean, and at first I was like, come on, but then I remember praying for it to rain.
Yeah.
Like, oh, come on, rain. Practice
Right,
cancel.
right.
Woo! He still wants to go out. Like he likes to go out and play, but when it starts to become every day, like it's a fucking chore.
You're
then
going
it
to
starts-
just burn him out.
yeah.
And burnout's such a huge thing.
Especially when they're little and they're trying to,
Now, let me ask you, does he send an email out and he sends it from his Gmail account
So he has
and he has everybody on there?
So he has this thing. Let me take a look at it. It's a Team Snap.
Do any parents rise up against this fool? Because I'm
No,
telling
I'm
you
the I'm the only mouthy one. Okay, so here we go.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's have it, sir.
One of the practices was that
Now, this is kept up. Have you taken him to every practice?
no, because sometimes when it's like on a Sunday, and our other
No.
I know, and our other baseball player has a game in like Elk Grove. I'm not gonna drive from Elk Grove just
No.
to get into a fucking practice. And
Has he said so, like, I'm going to bench him if he does?
no, he doesn't. I dare him. I dare him.
you. Dr. Douche. I dare you.
So there was a practice. It was at like 4:30. So I'd got off at 3:30 or something. Drove
Okay.
home, picked him
Okay.
up, and then drove there. I had a little bit of traffic because of the time to
Yeah.
get there. 'Cause it was like just the spot that it was. It wasn't that far away. It was probably about 15 minutes, but it was just whatever.
Okay.
And I showed up at 4:30 with
Oh, I already know where this is going.
with
Okay.
the other kids, and he goes,
Yeah.
the kids that were late, you need to line up. Made him run some laps for being late. And he's like, you guys can't be late. And I was sitting there going, really? It's not
didn't-
like he could drive
I know.
himself here. He's at my will, motherfucker. If you want to say something, then you can come over and say it to me.
Is this are other coaches in the I mean, I don't know if I'm being dramatic. I would legit talk to the fucking board of the league and be like, what the fuck is this guy thinking?
I thought about it. I was sitting there like, I don't know, like maybe I should just play him out.
I remember one practice a week, and that was when I was 12.
Yeah.
I remember one, maybe two practices a week,
Yeah, I
and then a
thought
game.
too. Usually before, I was thinking before the games start, you would think it'd be like Tuesday and Thursday, or
Yeah.
fucking Monday and Wednesday, or whatever it is, and then they
Try
come
to
up-
make them if you can.
yeah, and then when the games start, when you're that little, I don't think you really have any practices unless you absolutely need to work on something. But I mean,
And isn't it like your old man or your mom or whoever should like be throwing catch with you and,
Yeah.
and trying to teach you a little bit?
yeah. So which we do.
Oh, I have no doubt.
But he says, kids, you need to tell your parents you need to work with you every day on catching every day. And I was like, no, we ain't doing that shit every day. First time, I don't have the time.
He
for that
doesn't
shit.
even have a kid. I'm guessing the way he's doing this, it doesn't sound like someone with a kid.
I don't know. Actually, I'll look at last names and I'll see if because I can see players and last names. What the fuck is this guy's name?
Douche. We've
Dr.
already determined
Douche.
this. Dr. Douche. So 6-year-old, 6 days a week practice, including Sundays.
including Sunday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And Cern dropped this in the chat, and everyone, Joe and Dana, we were talking, I don't even think in high school, and like at a competitive baseball high school, I don't even think we were doing that. I swear we at least had 1, maybe 2 days off.
I swear we had the weekends off. Remember, every once in a while we'd have like
We'd have Saturday practice.
Oh, yeah,
I remember
right,
that.
right. In the morning. That's right.
In the morning, but it was like we just hit BP or something, right?
It was
Like
something
we can come in our
small.
shorts or something like that. And yeah, we had practice every day after school, of course, at like 3:30 or whatever.
Yeah, and that's easy if
because
you're
we're already there.
And I told my wife, we were talking. I said that when they get older in high school, they'll have practice every day. I said, but it's easy because they just walk over there. You don't have to drive. I don't have to like come home from work and pick them up and then drive them across town. And he does have one child there.
Now, if you just emailed I know you and I both hate the reply all.
Oh God.
Hit reply all and say, Coach, this is unrealistic for everybody. Let's be honest. I'll try to get him there as often as I can, but no promises.
No promises.
What do you think? What do you think his rebuttal would be?
He's kind of one of those passive guys. He probably just would never acknowledge. Because people have wrote stuff before like, so and so wasn't feeling good today. He won't be at practice, and then it's just radio silence. Because there's like some stupid chat that they use on this app, Team Snap.
Team Snap?
Yeah. He has
Is it all these leagues are into this now? This is where you communicate
it's
everything
like an app.
with?
So it's like he'll say like practice like so.
So you get a notification on your phone.
Yes. So the practice where it was 4:30, it was actually supposed to be canceled.
Oh.
So I was rushing home, and then I got a thing from the league that says practice is not going to happen today because the fields are closed because it was raining.
Okay.
So then
you're like,
by the time
"Sweet,
I got
I'm
home,
off work early.
it was back on, and we were doing it on the blacktop or some shit like that. So then I had to scramble to get him ready. So then, and I wasn't like he was the only one late. It was out of 10 kids, 5. So half of them were late. So his son was there because I could see he has a son. So
Yeah.
his son obviously came with his ass. And then there was like the assistant coach's son. And I'm supposed to be an assistant coach, but he won't. He didn't take me up on the offer. He
I
didn't-
wonder why.
I don't know. He just didn't want to do it out the gate. And we've been bitter rivals ever since.
I got to see. You can show me after. I want to see a picture of this dude.
I'll see if I can find it.
Okay. I mean, I asked Charlie today. We were watching. I'm like, you want to play baseball? She's like, no. I'm like, cool. Sweet.
So like,
Okay.
Jeffrey's actually, for his age, obviously he's getting the hang
pretty
of it.
good.
He's getting decent, and he's
Despite being left-handed.
and he's lefty. So I mean,
Okay.
so we're doing the lefty thing. So he's doing drills. So he has half the team at shortstop and half the team at first base, like hitting a ground ball, and you can have him throw it across the zone, which is
Okay.
fine. I
Yeah.
get that. So then he's teaching him to field it now.
Now is he coaching like good fundamentals to the kids,
So-
or is
so
you're
I-
like,
I
did
took
you
a beef.
play in high school, or
I question it because I took
Okay.
beef with this because he. So for those of you, so people that don't play baseball, that
Yeah.
actually listen, you're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
But ground ball.
okay,
I've been teaching Jeffrey to,
do the
alligator it up.
alligator thing. Yep, gobble
So
it
Jeffrey alligator it up. He said, get your bare hand out of there. If that ball jumps up, it'll break your fingers. I s-
up. Break your fingers.
Jeffrey looked at me and I just shook my head like, don't listen to him. Keep your fucking fingers down there. If you break them, that's a badge of honor. But
I mean, the part of the reason when you have your hand, I mean, and here we're making an alligator with we're pitting both of
Yeah.
our butts of our palms together,
yeah,
like a baby
A
shark,
shark,
doo 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 doo, and that's how you feel the ground ball. So one, your hands up there to catch it,
In case it
your bare
jumps up.
hand is. If it jumps up, 2, it's right there. You could take it and put the ball in your hand to get ready to throw.
And so, as I explained to Jeffrey, I said, don't stick your fingers down there like that, but have it up high, and then you smack it down. He's like, oh, okay. But he didn't want him doing that. He said, just keep your hand out of there, and then when it comes, you go, then you reach in. So I told the old man. He's like, oh, no, tell that fucking guy nope. And I was like, no, Dad, I'm not gonna interject in the middle of his.
I'm sure he wouldn't appreciate you undermining his.
Right in the middle of his, But anyway. So he's teaching him to field it. Now pick up the ball, step and throw to first base from shortstop. So then Jeffrey fields it. It's like, now step and throw. Well, he's left-handed. So he's turned his body all the way around. He's like, step and throw. It's like, okay,
he didn't get it.
Dude, he's left-handed. First off, Jeffrey, you're left-handed. This is for the archives. You're never going to see that side of the diamond.
I know. Get comfortable first base and the outfield. That's where
and on the mound. There you go.
And on the bump.
It's
Now, we just went to the park last week when it was the dreary weather, and we were playing, and there's a coach watching a kid pitch to a catcher. This is probably around 11, 12-year-old.
Okay.
And he's teaching him some mechanics, and hey, we played in high school. I redshirted 1 year in junior college, so I mean, maybe more experience than most people.
Yeah, most. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't play at fucking Oregon or USC or anything.
Rice.
Yeah, Rice. But, I still got the fundamentals, and I couldn't help myself, but I was just kind of like looking over and looking at the coach while he's telling him like some backward shit, and the kid, he's coming up in his windup, and he lifts his knee up, and he's really wobbly, and he had to stop once because he almost fell over.
Okay.
And the coach was like, "Oh well, and I'm like, I bit my tongue, but I almost stepped in.
Yeah. There's been and I actually coached in high school. Remember, I coached JV. So I know.
Oh, you have, yeah.
So
you have more experience than me.
So I watched this, and I was like, and you have to understand like the age groups. So as I was telling you beforehand, a lot of kids this age, when they hit the ball, they run to first base and they stop. Now in baseball, you can run through first base
for some who knows why reason.
Yeah, I don't know. And I've had this conversation. My wife will ask, "Well, why is that?" I was like, "Because it is." She's like, "But that doesn't." I said, "This has been the way it's been for 200 years, and that's just the fucking way it's gonna be. There's no way." So
did they do the 2-bag thing like in softball?
No, this one's just full bag. So he was yelling at these kids that they needed to run through the bag because they would run and stop. He's like, "Run through the bag," and I don't know. In my opinion, and this is obviously opinion, I wouldn't teach them to run through the bag at this point in time.
At 6, probably not. Yeah,
just run. Just don't run to third base. Fuck. I mean, when they hit the ball, you run that way.
Let's just get him in the right direction, and then.
So he's like, "You have to run through the bag." And I told my wife, I said, "That's a mistake." She said, "Why?" Because he didn't specify with the kids.
Right.
She's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, it's only first base. And sure as shit, very next thing, the kid was standing on first base, ran through the bag at second base, ran all the way out in the left
to
field.
the fence.
Yeah, I was like, "There you go. That's why."
And then he got up in arms. About
yeah,
he's
like, "What are you doing? Why are you running through the bag?" He's like, "You said." He's like, "Only first base and home plate are the only two bases you can run through."
Well, home's a plate, sir.
Yeah,
and
it's not a base.
Anyway,
it's not a base.
Well,
so it's.
I'm telling you.
He does a lot of verbal instructions.
Shit.
He does a lot of verbal instructions with the kids, and it's like
he's wearing his fucking scrubs the whole time, like he's on Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, exactly. That's
You just
Patrick Dempsey's out there.
You should call him Gray. Hey, Gray, Coach Gray. He wouldn't fucking get it. That's for sure.
No. So but it's a lot of just verbal, and it's like they're 6. Just have them catch the ball, work on catching and throwing, and hitting.
Just the basics.
Just the basics. Swing in the back, because there's one kid that swings, but he just uses himself like a pendulum. So he kind of does like a ballerina spin.
Oh, okay.
Try to swing, which is you get that more times than not, especially someone who's never. You could tell by the way he held the bat. He did the hands backwards and shit.
Ty Cobb style.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, not even split. He hit the hands backwards. He had the wrong hand on top. Wrong hand.
Can't even you can't even swing.
I saw him grab the bat and drop it up there. I was like, boy, there we go.
And what's the assistant coach doing now?
He's
obviously
a little better as far as hey, that's a good throw. Let's try, because you kind of have
Okay.
to, you have
gotta
to
build them
encourage
up a
him,
little bit. Yeah.
because they're young, but he's cut, and I don't mind. Like I don't know if I've said it before in the podcast. I don't mind, like, sometimes when coaches, I don't like it when they are overly positive about things when they get older.
Yeah.
Like there were some times where this coach said, now Melanie had a soccer game.
Yeah.
And we were watching a soccer game, and the coach had said,
She's 14 now?
yeah.
God damn.
So they were at a soccer game, and the coach had just said to one of the teammates, hey, when you throw the ball in, you have to keep both feet down or whatever it is. Okay. Or your back foot or whatever it was.
Oh, okay.
The throw in. So she went and picked her foot up. She's like, oh, that's okay. That's a good try. I said, at this age, he could have said, hey, what did I just told you.
You could be a little harder on the kids.
Yeah.
They could sort of absorb
maybe
it a
not
little
yell and
better.
just, undress them right, with your words,
Right.
but
Or your eyes.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
But you could just say, hey, I just told you to keep your back, But at this age, when they make a throw, he's like, that's not a good throw. You have to throw it. It's like we have to work on. And it's like, okay, well,
Yeah. Let's pump the brakes.
like when I
Right.
work with Jeffrey,
Coach
it's
Greg.
not like he's good. He's Sandy Koufax out there or anything like dealing. But I say, okay, I like that, but try it. Let's do it this way too.
Yeah.
Put your hand this way. Oh, okay. Try that, please.
Stop. My dog's licking me under the table sexually. Very
Ooh.
sensual.
Oh,
I'll send her your way next, Ernie.
there we go.
Okay, so we covered the 6-year-old. Now, is it worse for the preteen?
His coaches are better. So his coaches,
Like they know
they
more.
know. Like
okay.
the assistant coach used to coach at UCLA. He coached Brandon Crawford.
Seems like a good
So
tick on the resume.
So when he talks, he knows baseball and stuff.
Yeah.
But the game schedule, fuck, man, it's every Sunday double header, where it's like we're there at the first game.
Is it doubleheader because they're trying to make it up?
I don't know.
Are they trying to get like 82 games in during the season or some
I
shit?
swear they are. It's like the first day is like we're gonna be in Rancho Cordova, which is about 15, 20 minutes from
Yeah,
my
that's not
house.
too bad.
No.
Is this Folsom like Pony or whatever it's called?
Yeah, something. I forget what it's
Okay.
called. Yeah, something.
So it's in the general Folsom area, and is there a like a radius of like no game will be more than
So there's a
15 miles from the epicenter?
Last
or
Sunday
whatever.
we were in Elk Grove, which is about 45 minutes from our house.
That seems way too
It
far
was a
away.
strike. It was
yeah.
we had to be there at like 8 or something, so we had to leave at 7.
The
I was like, fuck me. Drive down there, and that's the shitty part because it's like on a Sunday, which I don't
just want to sleep.
I know. It's like, can I have one day, please? Can I just get one fucking day for me? So, and then when they do doubleheader, it's like you're there. The games start at 10, and you don't leave till like fucking 3, and then you're driving all the way back, so you're not home till like 4:30, and it's like, and you're just, So I was like, fuck.
This is absolutely.
Some of this is, I was complaining to my wife. I said, I remember playing. And I know you have to give up some time, which is fine.
Yeah.
I said, but I don't want to have to like quit my fucking job just so I can make these fucking times, and then or this becomes my job. I gotta like bust them around and
You're gonna have to take a sabbatical. at
baseball
work.
season.
Yeah, baseball season.
Boss, it's
sabbatical.
baseball season, so I'll see you in a couple months.
Now you text me, and you said that you were gonna come over earlier today.
Yes.
Because you had an early morning.
Yes.
Now I think it's appropriate to dive a little bit deeper into that.
Yes. So they were supposed to be for our 11-year-old. He's supposed to be in a tournament.
Oh,
Baseball
okay.
tournament. Okay. So we had a little bit of rain last night.
Okay.
As we speak.
Yeah.
So I had gotten up at 6 because there's an Elk Grove, and we're supposed to be there at
This morning.
6 this morning.
Oh.
And it was supposed to be there at he had emailed us late last night and said, I don't know if we're gonna play or not. I will know more by about 6:45, which
Would be.
but I want everyone to be there at 7:30. But we have to be on the road by 6:45 to be there.
So you would literally have everyone load in the car, and
Yes.
you're yay or nay.
Yes.
And then they're going to send a thing out on that app.
This one was an email.
Okay.
So
Seems like everyone should use that app, but
yeah, the app is actually easier. So I do get a push notification from them. Anyway, so I got up at 6, and I looked outside, and it was raining. And I was the only one awake because I had set my alarm.
Yeah.
It was raining like hell. And I was like,
Dumping.
It was dumping.
There's
I
no
looked
way.
at the ground. I walked outside, and it was like puddles everywhere. And I was like,
Nope.
I remember thinking, I was like, I'm not gonna wake anybody up because I'm gonna
You're gonna hedge.
I'm gonna hedge.
Okay.
If it gets like at 6:30 and I still haven't heard anything, then maybe I'll wake up my wife and we'll go
Right.
through it. It was like 6:35 and I still hadn't woken anybody up because it was like raining. It was still raining. I was like, there's no way. I have no.
And you did the
Chip and Cern had played baseball
I know.
for a long time, and I know when it ain't
Right.
gonna play. So it was like 6:35, and I was like, "Fuck, okay, I'm gonna go. I gotta wake her up.
Yeah.
At least, okay, we gotta go." So I start walking up the stairs,
Yeah.
and my phone, and I got the buzz. And
Oh,
canceled today. I was like, "Oh!"
and you just crawled back into
Well,
bed.
I woke up my wife. I said, "The games are canceled, so don't." Because I figured I was like,
Oh.
I was gonna crawl back into bed, but then I was like, I
'Cause
don't
she
want to
would
get
wake
like
up at 7.
panic, like, "Whoa," and I'm like, "Ah," you know. So I said, games are canceled.
Yeah.
She said, "Thank God," right? She rolled back.
Yeah.
In. So I went back to sleep, and then a little bit later, there's like, "Well, we're still trying to get. We'll let you know what the game schedule is." And now they're like trying to fit the whole fucking tournament in one day, and it's like,
Oh.
we might have to be there at like 6 or maybe 7. I don't know. We're still trying to figure it out. But I have to get up at like 5:30 because we go down
Hold
to
on.
Grove
So tomorrow morning, on a Sunday,
on a Sunday. On a
a
Sunday.
game could. It's not
Multiple
even gonna be
games.
light.
Multiple games. I know. So we got to drive down there. I don't know if they're gonna like. If they want to like warm up, and then like as soon as the sun fucking breaks the goddamn horizon,
Right.
we're gonna play ball, or I don't know what the game plan is.
Wait, the game starts at 6, or you have to be there?
We have to be there, like we have to be there, or 6 or 6:30, maybe 7. But I have to leave my house at 6 to be there at 7.
I mean, how many games have we played in? I don't think I've ever started at 7 in the morning.
No, I get pissed when we do the golf at 7.
I know.
I'm like, I'm always like, that's a great idea, and then like when the alarm goes off, I'm like,
You're like,
fuck.
oh, especially if you have to drive to up my way or for the bread tourney. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like 4:00.
Yeah. That's fucking bonkers.
And it's still right now. It's still up in the air as we speak. So it could just be canceled.
So
They're
it
like,
could
we'll
be-
let you know.
We're talking we're talking like 10 hours.
Yeah, it could. We'll let you know. And it's like,
What is this? Is this an advanced scout league or
That's
like
what I
our
said.
fucking
These
college
kids-
scouts out here?
these kids can't even. I mean,
And let's be
these
honest,
kids ain't fielding ground balls even right. They're like playing them off. They're just. So it's not like
11
the
now
Braves prospect. The
Yeah.
scout's gonna come out there and
Now-
start writing down names.
wait, this is everyone's last name is Roundtable Pizza. That's weird. The cycling law and attorney. Now, Cerny and I were on a competitive traveling team one
Oh, that's right.
year, and
Yes.
this will probably bleed into another podcast. But that was like we were on that team to try to get to the next level in high
Yes.
school, so colleges would discover us or whatever. And at that level,
You're playing for something.
I don't even remember. I remember the earliest game we had was probably like 8.
And that was a fucking drag.
And remember when everyone showed up in the lobby
Yeah.
and he fucking ripped us a new one because he's like, some of you haven't even washed your face. I'm like, Coach, I never washed my face. But anyway,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
right.
remember he got
in
mad
the hotel.
because
That's right.
everyone was all greasy, bunch of greasy,
This
like
was a
16-year-old
This was legitimate
travel
traveling.
team.
And I had the way I explained to my wife because she's like, "What?" I said, "Listen, I played on travel teams. We traveled to Arizona,
Yeah.
Reno,
Florida,
and
yeah.
shit." Yeah. She's like, I said, "But we were in high school and we were playing for like scouts and scholarships."
Yeah.
I said, "Not
We're
like
trying to get free college out of it.
yeah." And because she's like, "These kids aren't going pro," and I said, "Well." The ultimate goal over here is probably to play for a scholarship, but that's when you're in high school.
Yeah.
I get this is all prep, but this is fucking excessive for 11-year-olds. These
Do you
These
think
kids
that,
can't even throw a curveball.
do you think it's burnt, like they'll get burnt out?
Yeah.
I don't see how
I've
you
already,
don't.
all right, Zach's already like, I don't know if I want to play anymore, and it's like, I don't blame you.
I think that's going to be one of the biggest issues with this is like, I feel like now everyone is, what's your sport, and you're playing that all the time,
time, and
to
it's like-
100%, and there's
there's a-
no break and no nothing.
No, yeah, you're right.
Well, so that's too bad.
There's a guy at my work. he has his son in like travel ball and all this stuff. He plays high school and shit.
Yeah.
And he was telling me, first off, I told him I was going to like report him for child abuse because he's like make his kid throw and shit. And he's like, he's fucking kid was putting about his arm sore. I made him throw anyway. And I was like,
What?
well. I said, hopefully you saved some money for some Tommy John.
Right.
That's where he's going.
You wonder where all your fucking ibuprofens are going every night? He's snorting them up, gobbling them down. That's too bad. I mean, I think when Cern and I were playing like in the mid 2000s in high school and beyond, I feel the next sort of generation started getting the burnout thing.
Yeah.
And I remember it was relentless.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball would start in the fall. Like you would, we went from sophomores to juniors. When did we start school? Like September?
August.
August?
Mid-August.
So like late September, November, fall ball would start.
Yes.
And we'd play through the thing.
And
then from like December and
January.
But then halfway through January, we'd have conditioning.
Yeah. No, yeah, we would remember, yeah. So we got basically like
maybe a month.
December off.
Yeah.
And then January we'd do conditioning. January and February, remember where we'd have to like run the
bleachers and the track
the
and
3 mile warm up to run the lines.
And we wouldn't even play catch or anything, right? It was like all
remember we did, but remember
calisthenics.
it was all like we'd exercise. Remember we'd do all the running and the weightlifting.
Yeah.
And then remember the coach would say
he couldn't watch us,
or
there was some rule.
Yeah,
or something,
so
right?
if you guys, I'm just gonna leave these balls out, remember? And like, and if you guys bring your gloves, so we'd have to like play catch, and we'd play long toss on the fucking football field.
Oh, that's right. And I do remember, was I captain? I think I probably was.
I think so,
or something. Yeah. But he would probably be like, hey, like, why don't you rally the troops? And then so we were playing from, let's just say, January 15th all through the baseball season. Then pretty much after high school, or after the high school season
we go to Legion.
We would play American Legion, or one time we played Little League with Joe, and then after the summer, then you have what? Like summer ball went to like almost when you were back into school.
Yeah, you would stop, Legion and stuff. We'd go all the way until August. Remember, end of July.
So I mean, you got like maybe 2 months off.
6
a year?
weeks off, but yeah, 6 weeks or so.
And summer's not a joke. You're fucking, like Cerny said, you're traveling. We went to Arizona. We went to Florida. I've been to Atlanta. Reno. We would go all the time. I mean,
we played in that. Remember that one tournament we played? I was telling him, I was like, we played in a tournament. It was 108, and we played double headers.
Was that the one that was in like
way up in the hills?
Yeah.
Where there was some like forest. Remember,
it was
all forest around us. There's like a fucking baseball field in the middle of a forest.
Like what? Oh, because they had like a green monster, but it was like a redwood green monster.
El
Dorado Hills, probably.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and that's where we. Yeah, I mean, Jesus, and so I mean, kids now are doing the traveling team, but they're doing it, and I don't think I was good enough, or nobody asked me, but they had traveling teams at the 12-year-old because I umpired for them.
Yeah, that's right.
So
it's, you know what, a lot of the traveling teams, it's not even if you're good enough, it's if
you got the checkbook.
Yeah, you got a checkbook.
Yeah,
because there's some kids on these traveling teams where I look at them like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, it's like, well, we kind of needed to have like 16 to 18 people on the team, and these last 4, the checks went through and then bounced, so they're good. Well, that's now. I assume some of our listeners probably are having their own little league woes.
Yes.
I need to know, is what Cerny's going through for his 6-year-old?
Is that just the league, or is that an epidemic?
Or is it just your team?
Oh, it's true.
I feel like if you ask other people in the league, there's no way that's irregular.
It's just, especially like the 6-year-old, that one drives me crazy because it's like, and I don't, I just kind of do it off of how he's feeling, and I hate to be like, well, if he doesn't want to play,
Yeah.
But I mean,
that's sometimes not how
if he's being lazy, or he just wants to be lazy, then I'm gonna like get your shit on. But if it's just
what about school?
Oh fuck! Like, so he gets out of school. Jeffrey gets out of school at 2:40.
Rush home and fucking turn around and put some baseball pants on.
Do your homework in your fucking baseball uniform, basically, and then you're out the door. And you know what? Here's the other thing with his league. I don't think they even keep score. Everybody bats.
Cerny, I would go to one practice a week. I'd tell fucking Coach Gray's Anatomy go fuck
Okay,
himself.
So
Give me your phone. I'm gonna text.
so
This double IPA's got me riled up, Cerny.
So you touched on a point here. So he has it on Wednesdays. So I take him to Wednesdays practice, and then I don't take him. I practice with him, and I told my wife, I said, he's getting more work.
The better one-on-one attention.
Because I'm doing it with him
Yeah.
and like tweaking. Okay, do this, do that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it is just them fucking standing around waiting for their turn. They get like 2 tries, and then they go stand in line again.
Kicking dandelions. In the
Yeah,
outfield.
yeah. So the coach is getting all pissed one time because the kids huddled up were singing Baby Shark out in like center field. You know, he's like, "What are we doing, guys? Why are we paying attention?" It's like, because they're fucking 6.
Is his kid one of these, like, he probably wears like a bow tie to school and shit? He's like one of these like sophisticated.
I saw the name right now, and I know who it is.
Oh, okay.
And he's no better than anybody else out there. It's
Okay.
not like he's out there, stabbing backhands and winging it across the diamond. So I mean, he's.
We need to know. Whatever fan or fans we have out there.
Fan.
Where would they send those into?
You can email us at chipandcernshow@gmail.com. We actually had an email.
We did.
The dust like came off the email. What?
It wasn't from Gmail saying, due to lack of activity, we're deactivating your account.
It wasn't the promotions or the social tab either. It was like,
Get $100 free for Google AdWords.
Or I'm so and so, and I like to.
Right.
We could revamp your website.
Yeah.
chipandcernshow@gmail.com, where you can DM us. Chip and Cern
Slide
Show.
right in there.
Slide right in the DM, but Twitter, Facebook,
Instagram even.
Instagram. Chip and Cern Show. Anything Chip and Cern Show. Just Google Chip and Cern Show. We'll pop up and pick your avenue.
chipandcernshow.com. We also have the shop at chipandcernshow.com/shop. Also, we have more merch on teespring.com, and just search Chip and Cern. And if you're in the Novato or Marin County area, be sure to check out Indian Valley Brewing.
Very, very tasty.
1016 Railroad Avenue in Novato, 94945. Cern and I enjoyed the Off the Rails. Mine's empty.
Mine's empty too.
We got a problem. We need to fix this.
Yes.
An Off the Rails double West Coast IPA. And until next time, I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
Cheers.